You're not tired. You're just uncommitted. You're not stuck. You're just full of excuses. Har raz tum kate hoka klse shura karumda, lekin kl kabi at a high nahi. You scroll through motivation, you listen to speeches, you dream big, but when it's time to move, you freeze. You wait for perfect timing. You wait for motivation. You wait for someone to hold your hand. But let me break it to you, that day will never come. While you're sitting there thinking, someone else is grinding. While you're doubting yourself, someone else is outworking you. Life doesn't care about your feelings. The world moves forward, with or without you. And every second you waste, someone else is taking what could have been yours. You say you want success, but have you even tried? Have you really shown up for your own life? Or are you just pretending? There comes a moment when enough is enough. When the lies have to stop. When the waiting ends. Because there is no excuse for not trying. Not anymore. Let's get real. Excuses feel good, don't they? They give you comfort. They make you feel safe. They make it okay to not move, not act, not risk anything. But what have they ever given you? Excuses may protect your ego, but they destroy your potential. You say you're tired, but you waste hours on things that don't matter. You say you don't have time, but you binge-watched shows and scrolled endlessly for years. You say you're waiting for the right moment, but the truth is, you're hiding. Behind fear. Behind doubt. Behind the illusion that life owes you something. But life doesn't owe you anything. No one is coming to save you. Not your family. Not your friends. Not some miracle. You are the only rescue plan you've got. And if you don't try, if you keep waiting, you will watch your life slip through your fingers. The brutal truth? Most people die with their dreams still inside them. Not because they weren't talented. Not because they weren't capable. But because they never tried. They never started. They never made the effort when it counted. You think failing is painful? Let me tell you what's worse. Never trying at all. Because that pain, that regret, it stays forever. Failure at least proves you showed up. You risked something. You fought. Even if you fall 100 times, every time you rise, you get stronger. You learn. You grow. But when you don't try, you stay exactly where you are. And slowly, painfully, you become someone you don't even recognize anymore. You want success? Then try. Fail. Learn. Try again. You want change? Then stop hiding. Show up, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. No more fear. No more doubt. No more waiting. Say it again. No more fear. No more doubt. No more waiting. It's not the world that's stopping you. It's you. Your hesitation. Your overthinking. Your obsession with being perfect. That's what's killing your dreams. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, how many dreams have you buried under the word later? How many chances did you walk away from because you weren't ready? How many times did you choose comfort over courage? Every single day that you delay, someone out there is chasing your dream harder than you ever did. It's time to face the truth. No one is coming. No one will push you. No one will fight your battles. You either get up and take your shot, or you watch someone else live the life that could have been yours. So stand up. Face your fear. Embrace the uncertainty. Because at the end of the day, there is no excuse for not trying.
He was only 16, but life had already decided to teach him hard lessons. His name was Ryan. He lived in a small town, forgotten by most, invisible to many. His father left when he was 10. His mother worked 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. At school, he was the kid who always failed. Every report card, every test, every classroom whisper told him the same thing: you're not smart. You'll never make it. Teachers gave up on him. Friends disappeared. He became the punchline, a nobody in the eyes of everyone around him. And the worst part? He started to believe them. For a while, Ryan gave in. He skipped school. He drowned his anger in video games, junk food, and silence. He looked in the mirror and saw nothing worth fighting for. Nothing worth saving. But something inside him, a tiny voice, refused to die. One night, after another humiliating day at school, he sat on his broken mattress in a freezing room and stared at the ceiling. His grades were trash. He had no plan. No path. And no one cheering for him. But suddenly, he whispered to himself, "What if I just tried? Not for anyone else. Not to prove anyone wrong. Just to see what could happen if, for once, he stopped making excuses." That was the turning point. Not some big dramatic moment, no music, no spotlight. Just a quiet decision made in the dark. From that night on, Ryan started waking up at 5 a.m. He'd study before school using YouTube videos and borrowed books from the library. He didn't understand everything, but he kept going. He showed up, even when he was tired. He asked for help, even when it was embarrassing. The first test after that, he still failed. But this time, he didn't give up. He studied harder. He stayed in during lunch to review. He stopped blaming his past, his teachers, his circumstances. Day after day, he put in the work. No one noticed at first. There were no pats on the back, no applause. Just him, grinding in silence. His classmates still laughed. His relatives still doubted. But Ryan didn't care anymore. Because something inside him had changed. By the end of that year, Ryan had gone from failing every subject to passing them all. A year later, he was scoring in the top 10% of his class. His teachers started using his story to inspire other students. His mom, who had been holding on by a thread, cried the day he got accepted into college. Not because of a miracle. Not because he suddenly became a genius. Because he tried. And he never stopped trying. He didn't get there by taking shortcuts. He didn't wait for motivation. He didn't wait to be rescued. He just did the one thing most people are too afraid to do: he started. And in that starting, in that refusal to give up, he became someone no one expected. Years later, he returned to his old high school, not as a failure, but as a speaker. The same auditorium where he once sat in shame was now filled with students hanging on to his every word. And his message was simple. It all changed the day I stopped making excuses. So let me ask you, right here, right now. What's your turning point? Or are you still waiting for perfect conditions? Because they're not coming.
It's time to face the truth. You don't need a guarantee. That's the thing most people never realize. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for life to hand them a blueprint for success. They wait for some magical moment when everything aligns, and then, only then, will they begin. But here's the harsh reality. That moment is never coming. No one can guarantee success. But you know what you can guarantee? You can guarantee that you'll never succeed if you don't start. Most people don't fail because they can't succeed. They fail because they never take the first step. They let fear, doubt, and the comfort of their excuses paralyze them into inaction. But here's the real shift. Pain is feedback, not failure. Every time you struggle, every time you fall, every time you don't hit your target, that's not the end. That's the beginning of growth. Every failure is a lesson wrapped in discomfort. If you're in pain, you're learning. Pain is the process of becoming better. Think about it. Trying doesn't mean you'll win immediately. It means you've already won over the people who never even tried. Just by showing up, you're ahead of the pack. Because most people never even get that far. Most people stay stuck in the someday mentality, thinking they'll start when the stars align, when the time is right, when it's easy. But here's the truth, it never gets easier. You just get stronger. Every time you try, even if you fail, you learn. You build resilience. You get a little bit closer to where you want to be. And those who sit back, waiting for perfect conditions, they stay stuck. They stay small. So stop waiting. The only way to change your life is by taking action. And let me tell you something. If you think you can't do it, you can. You've just been listening to the wrong voices. The ones that tell you, it's too hard, or you don't have the skills, or it's too late. Those are lies. You are stronger than your excuses. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. What matters is that you've got one thing that no one can take from you. You have the power to choose. And that choice starts with deciding today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when things are better, but today. So say it with me now, loud, proud, and certain. I am done with excuses. I start today. Feel that? That's your inner power waking up. You just made a choice. The choice to stop letting fear, doubt, and excuses control you. The choice to step forward into the life you were meant to live. Remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know every step. You just need to begin. And every time you take one small step, you break the chains of doubt. You stop being the person who wishes they were successful, and you become the person who is successful. Now, the world is full of excuses. The world will tell you that you don't have enough time, enough money, enough skills. The world will tell you that you're too old, too young, too late, too early. But you know what? The world doesn't get a vote. You get a vote. You get to decide whether you'll listen to those excuses or whether you'll step into the truth of who you are. And who you are is someone who can make things happen if you stop waiting and start doing. So here's your mental shift for today. Every time you try, you've already won. The others? They'll never know what it feels like to try, to push through, to get uncomfortable, to face the pain. But you will. And that's how you change your life. By starting. By showing up. By refusing to let excuses control you anymore. So say it again and mean it. I am done with excuses. I start today. Because today is the day it all begins. Now ask yourself, how will you act today? Will you keep making excuses, or will you take that first step, no matter how small? Meet Sophia, a single mother, struggling to make ends meet. She's working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on, juggling her kids' needs and her own dreams, which feel further and further out of reach every day. She doesn't have time for herself. She barely has time to sleep. Her bank account is empty, her confidence shattered, and every door seems closed. She doesn't have a strong network. There's no one to support her. No family stepping in to help. She's all alone, fighting a battle that feels impossible. And the hardest part? She's afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of the unknown. Afraid of taking that first step and not being able to make it. She could have quit. It would have been so easy. She could have given in to the feeling of being trapped, like so many others do. But instead, she looked at her kids, at their future, and asked herself, "Is this all I'm going to show them? That life is too hard to try?" That moment, right there, was her turning point. Sophia decided to try. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't easy. She was exhausted. She faced constant setbacks. Every time she tried to make progress, something else seemed to go wrong. The kids got sick, the car broke down, she missed an important meeting, the bills kept piling up. But she didn't stop. Every night, after the kids went to bed, she would sit at her kitchen table, studying. She wasn't studying for a degree. She was studying how to better herself, how to build something out of nothing. Every extra minute of the day was spent grinding, learning new skills, working on her own ideas for the future. There were nights she cried herself to sleep, not knowing if she could keep going. There were days when she thought, "I can't do this anymore." There were times when she almost gave up, when the pain, the exhaustion, and the chaos of it all felt like too much. But she kept showing up. She didn't let fear paralyze her. She didn't let her circumstances dictate her future. She kept going. And then, one day, after months of hustle and struggle, she finally landed the opportunity she'd been working for. It wasn't handed to her on a silver platter. It wasn't easy. It didn't come with a guarantee. But it came because she kept trying. She didn't have the resources. She didn't have the confidence. But she had grit. She had determination. And when it came time to prove herself, she was ready. Sophia's life changed in a way that seemed impossible back when she was stuck in the dark, doubting herself. Today, she's a successful entrepreneur, providing for her family in ways she had never dreamed of. She went from broken and scared to living a life she couldn't have imagined when she first started. And it all started the moment she decided not to quit. Her reward didn't come instantly. It wasn't handed to her. But every drop of sweat, every tear, every sleepless night, it paid off. Not in some perfect, overnight success story, but in a real, earned transformation. Sophia did it. And if she can, why can't you? If she can do it with nothing, what's your excuse? Her story isn't some magical fairy tale. It's the story of a real person who had nothing but a desire to change and a refusal to give up. If she can push through, despite every obstacle life threw her way, you can too. You're not missing the tools. You're missing the decision to try. The decision to show up. The decision to start. If she didn't stop, neither should you. You're not missing the tools. You're missing the decision to try. Time doesn't wait. Your dreams won't chase you. You must chase them. Every second you waste, someone else is working harder, pushing further, and getting closer to their goal. You're not out of time. You're out of excuses. No more fear. No more delay. You've waited long enough. Convince yourself that you're not ready or that the conditions need to be perfect. Forget perfect. Start messy. Start scared. But start, because the only way you'll ever get closer to your dreams is by taking that first step. Your future isn't created tomorrow. It's created by what you do now. What you do in this moment, right now, matters. Every action you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to the person you want to become, to the life you've been dreaming of. But if you keep waiting for the right time, for the stars to align, or for all your fears to go away, you'll stay exactly where you are, stuck. Think about it. How much longer are you going to let your dreams slip through your fingers? How many opportunities will you watch pass by, simply because you were too scared to act? You don't need more time. You need more courage. You don't need more knowledge. You need more action. And the best part? You can start right now. The world isn't waiting for you to figure everything out. It doesn't care if you're scared or uncertain. It only cares about who shows up, who puts in the work, who refuses to give up, even when it's hard. The world doesn't reward your excuses. It rewards your efforts. It's time to take full responsibility for your future. The decisions you make today will shape your tomorrow. Your success won't happen because you hoped for it. It will happen because you chose to act. There is no waiting. The clock is ticking. The moment is now. Get up. Move. Fight. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to try. So ask yourself, what are you going to do today that your future self will thank you for? Your future isn't created tomorrow. It's created by what you do now. You're not out of time, but you are out of excuses. Every moment you spend waiting for the right time is a moment you could be working towards your dreams. Every excuse you make is another opportunity slipping through your fingers. It's time to stop hiding behind excuses. Try. Fail. Fall. Get back up. Try again. It's not about being perfect. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about persistence, resilience, and the willingness to fight for your future. You will fail. You will stumble. But that's what makes you stronger. Each setback is a lesson. Each failure is an opportunity to grow. If not now, then when? Will you wait until the perfect moment that may never come? Or will you take control of your life and start creating your future right now? There's no more time to waste. Your goals won't wait for you. Your dreams are not going to chase you down. You must go after them. There is no excuse for not trying, because trying is the only way to win. It's the only way to break free from the cycle of mediocrity. It's the only way to become the person you've always wanted to be. You've got one shot at this life. Make it count. Stop waiting. Start today. Take that first step and push forward. No one's going to do it for you. But you have the power to change everything. Now is your time. There is no excuse for not trying, because trying is the only way to win. You've got one shot at this life. Make it count.